A Light Within Darkness Chapter 78, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Ghazghkull was clearly blessed and being watched over by the orc gods Gork and Mork, as Angron's chaotic blades of energy that shot from his axe and demon sword, merely washed over his form that seemingly rippled with a green primordial light that had no place on the almost mundane oversized orc that was using so much technology in his armor, machine gun and power claw. They were seemingly evenly matched in terms of strength. If anything, it looked like Ghazghkull was physically stronger than Angron, due to the passive reality manipulation the billions of orcs were pouring their faith into, thinking their boss was, in their own words, the biggest and the best. Angron, Primarch of the World Eaters, was a difficult person to get a read on, even when he was a human Primarch and not a demon prince who reveled in slaughter for corn. But as I took in Angron and Ghazghkull's fight, I wondered if I should flip the galaxy on its head and undoubtedly piss off Khorne himself. Then I realized something. I literally cut Nurgle. I already had a chaos god aiming to do some unimaginable suffering upon my person for untold millions of years, probably. What was one more chaos god being pissed off that was more likely to just smite me and directly kill me? As Khorne was a lot more direct than his brethren within the warp, if he somehow got a hold of me, I had no doubt my suffering would be quick and clean like an axe through the neck as he would collect my skull. Either way, with my newest plan of suicidal trolling to fuck over a chaos god well within my own mind, I began charging my sword chi again as I retreated into the shadows to watch Angron and Ghazghkull fight to the death. And what a glorious battle it was. Ghazghkull seemingly had endless ammo somehow coming out of that flak cannon machine gun that was his left arm, but Khorne's protection kept the endless explosions from just blasting Angron apart and would only push the red-skinned demon prince back a bit via the force of the explosions, but his red flesh would be clear of harm from the rounds. Likewise, though Ghazghkull with his power claw was able to meet Angron in melee and, if anything, hold a slight advantage due to his power claw being capable of trapping one of his arms in its claws, the power claw couldn't break the demon Primarch's bones to shear through the arm completely. But as the battle continued, reinforcements on both sides joined the fray, with large red-skinned Khorne demons manifesting from the seemingly endless pools of dead blood to slaughter the green lads that rushed up through the numerous tunnels leading into the quickly breaking down hive subsector that was being opened up via the sheer damage of the battle, destroying the surroundings. Even as the battle raged on for several extremely long minutes, I remained motionless, almost invisible to the senses of demons and orcs alike as I merged with the surroundings. I dipped into the deeper abilities of Buddhist-style cultivators. They greatly specialized in dealing with demons, both in the physical and mental realms. But most importantly could borrow power from powerful abstract sources. Like karma, merit, the world around them, and even things as abstract as temporarily combining with their future stronger selves. This, combined with their abilities being anathema to demons or spiritual beings, allowed them to hit far above their weight class, especially if they had time to prepare, just as I had. Like Netero from Hunter x Hunter, I formed a Dharma idol of a large Guanyin Bodhisattva, formed of the compressed spiritual energy that was literally overflowing with all the lost souls of humans, warps, and the essence of the slain demons. I was using the natural, overly abundant fuel within the surroundings to fuel the technique in which I had zero belief in doing in on my own power. The Guanyin Bodhisattva was utterly massive, a 30-meter-tall golden statue depicting an oversized Buddhist face that was mounted on a thinner warrior's muscular frame, but surrounding the Guanyin Bodhisattva's back was 100 thin arms, each armed with a beautiful holy saber that glowed golden with its purity of purpose. Silently with the great power of the Guanyin Bodhisattva I flew across the space between hive towers, but even as I flew silently with the massive Dharma idol flying behind and having a trio of arms wrapped around me to protect me from missiles or whatever, I was a fucking massive target and quickly I was peppered with orc missiles and gunfire, but the arms of faith and reincarnation energy protected me without fail. Angron, I have come to give you deliver unto you true peace, I said with my voice echoing through the void, and Angron visibly cringed, and before Ghazghkull and myself could react, Angron roared and used his own clawed fingers to gouge his own ears. Oi, speak again, big hummy. Maybe he will rip its own throat out, huh? Ghazghkull laughed, but I didn't respond to him. I frowned at how Angron, sensing my Buddhist voice touched upon his demonic soul, had ruined his ears so I couldn't touch his more mortal aspect with my voice. I guess it was time to go deeper. I hummed loudly and the air vibrated and filled golden light as my Guanine Bodhisattva tensed, and then with a flicker of motion that even I myself could barely track, a large deceptively thin-looking arm swung down at Angron with the saber on the end of the ultra-long arm smashing into his demon sword, making the demon primordial screech as his flesh boiled and bubbled with the close proximity to the holy light of my Guanine Bodhisattva. But before I could continue and have even more arms of my Guanine Bodhisattva attack Angron, I was blasted to the side and smashed through a layer of plasteel concrete as Ghazghkull roared. "Ya fucking git. You ain't stealin' ma kill. Angron is mine to kill." Fucking Ghazghkull had shot me in the back with a salvo of yellow-painted rockets, and I cringed at how the Guanine Bodhisattva was a bit cracked by the explosions, but thankfully, with all the excessive spiritual energy within the air from all the dead, the construct was repairing quickly. I guess I needed to dance with two gods champions before I could mess with Angron more. Oh, joy.